Hello, everyone. This is Professor Grumpy once again with Professor Grumpy Builds a Social Media Empire. So this is our second lesson. I won't be counting them a lot going forward, but two I could do without a whole lot of thought. So that was good. Filming today using PowerPoint on their slide viewer. I want to try it out for a few reasons. It will be a subject of an upcoming video because I think it works for some people in some situations, and it's fairly simple. And everyone who has a Microsoft-based system will likely have it, or at least most people will. Today's lesson will largely be about signing up for YouTube and some of the things you can do early on to really help your viewership grow down the line. As of today, which is roughly 3 days after I unleashed my first video, I have a total of 6 views, 5 of which are my family and I, and 1 subscriber. Hi, Annie. Yes, my wife is my 1 subscriber, and spouses, friends, family, they count. So I'm good with that. So when you take a look at how do you really go and start driving subscribers early on, a lot of the advice is about getting that first 1,000 subscribers. They do that because a lot of people want to monetize their YouTube channel, which is great. In advertising, or a lot of the monetization that you can do through YouTube is through the YouTube Partners Program, frequently called just the YPP. To qualify for the YPP, within the last 365 days, you have to have, or you currently have to have 1,000 subscribers, which is why they use that target. And over the last year, you have to have 4,000 viewing hours. And I think that my video is going to average, let's say, 6 minutes. So that means something like 40,000 views over 1,000 subscribers, assuming those are the only one who watch. That means I better start putting out content. So my opinion is don't worry about the 1,000 yet. That could take some time. The first 100, in my opinion, are going to be harder than the 900 to 1,000. So let's focus very quickly on the first 100, even the first 10, and we'll go from there. But there's stuff we can do to kind of help get our starting point. So why are the first subscribers hard? You got to think about the process, right? So for someone to watch your video, first it has to show up on their screen, whatever mobile device they use or whatever device they use. And for it to show up on their screen, it either has to be from a search term. You have to have given them a link if you have like an email database, in which we'll talk about that in a future video. You can drive customers there. If you already have existing social media, you can drive customers from there. That's great, or viewers, however you set it up. But if you don't have that, it has to either show up in the search term or in the suggested videos on their homepage. Think about what YouTube wants. YouTube has an algorithm that has people watch more videos. Why? Because the more you watch, the more advertisements are placed, and the more money they make. So they want really happy viewers watching a lot of content. So they give them the good stuff, and they try to give them content that matches their search terms or their needs or their desires. And they have all kinds of different ways of doing that, or they have an algorithm that looks at all kinds of different things. As a brand new channel, you don't have a lot of content, you don't have a lot of viewer history, you don't have a lot of credentials, right? And so at this point, there's not a whole lot for YouTube to say, you know what, this video, we should match it with that person. They just don't have the information. And so that makes it really hard for you to get those first viewers, because you're just simply not making it to that onto the screen of someone who's potentially watching. Now, you think of the process too after that. Once you make it to the screen, you have to actually have someone click on the video. And we're going to have several different videos about how to make it more likely that they click on it, because just because you make it to that search result, they might not choose you. And then once they start watching, there are tactics you can do to have them watch more. The longer they watch, or the higher percentage of what you present they watch, the more likely it is that the algorithms, YouTube's algorithms, is going to pick you up as a winning video. Because if they watch 10 seconds and drop, that's not so good for their advertising revenue. Therefore, you're not going to rank higher on that. So first, let's talk about signing up. I want you to sign up for a new Gmail. You may already have a Gmail. I would prefer it, or I highly suggest that you have a Gmail just for this YouTube account, unless you have a Gmail that you're using for Instagram and other social media, and they're all part of the same thing. I just personally I like the separation. It makes it easier for some things down the road. Once you get on YouTube, you can see I did just a print screen. I've already signed up, but if you click on your little picture over here, you can see that your channel will show up. Now it's my channel because I've already signed up. You can have create channel will be there or something similar. You click on that and that will take you to your next page. Then you can customize your channel. And so speaking of people clicking in, until I started actually putting in like the title cards, the kind of the hook to get people in, you're likely to see me with my hands flapping, because if I'm talking, I'm flapping. And so that's not real attractive. We'll be working on that in very soon videos about putting up some sort of title card, which is a lot more appealing to have people click in, at least for the first time. So anyway, click on the customize channel. So first, I want that first tab layout. We're going to ignore that for the beginning. There are some cool things on there, and we're going to get to it. And there are some things that you can do, but I don't think there's stuff that you have to worry about yet. If this is truly your brand new channel and you're new to the whole system, what I'd like you to do is just focus about getting started. Nothing's going to be perfect, and that's so okay. Put out content, do your first several videos, get them out there, and every time you do a video, pause for a moment and say, what did I like about that? Meaning I'll probably want to do it again. Or what maybe I didn't like about that? How can I do that better? And so for each video you put out, you should be thinking that at least early on. And forgive yourself for not being perfect. Flappy heads is your title screen, right? It's okay when I get to that like 35 video mark at some point. By then, I'm really going to try to be a whole lot more professional. But I got to get this training wheels mileage in before I can take those training wheels off. Anyway, jump over to branding. I just did a zoomed in picture of my face, just uploaded a photo I had, and you can crop it in. Pick something that's appropriate for you. If you have a business or you have a logo, if you have something like that, use that. That's great. If you don't have something like that, try to pick an image that's similar to or related to the concept of what your channel is. If you're a florist, do a flower. If you're a landscaper, do a flower. Baker, do a different type of flower. But have something that is appealing to you. This is something that can easily be changed later. The banner images, this is the piece that goes across the top. You can sort of see it there. Where I have the open sign, I think you'll see it better here in another page. Just literally type free YouTube banners. I typed that in Google search. There was a probably 10, 15 on that first page that had different options for me to download a image that I could use for a banner. It was already sized nicely, decent quality, and the licensing was that I could use it for free. And therefore went there. You can also just use an image of yourself. Again, if you have a lovely landscape or something like that, if it's appropriate for your business, put that in. You can just crop it out for the right size of the banner. The video watermark. So this is what shows up in most videos in the last few seconds. It says the subscribe button is what I like to put there. The subscribe button, again, I said free subscribe button for YouTube. Did the search and one came up. Again, it was a company that said, here, use this. You're welcome to it. I put it on there. What that does is at the end of the video, hopefully that should be popping up right about here. And then what happens then is that reminds you to hit subscribe, which I hope you do because, well, I love my wife. It would be nice if my wife had some subscriber friends. And she said that I couldn't like marry more to get more subscribers. That doesn't work, at least not for her. Then the basic info. This is where I sort of led into, and we're going to talk more about this. Here, describe your channel. So in the last video, I asked you to think about a number of pieces of content, the first few content you're going to put out. Really look at that and say, am I putting this out for me or am I putting it out for a viewer? Key question, why would a viewer want to see that? Some people estimate that 90% of the content put out there is the person who's putting it out, the YouTuber is putting it out for their own reasons, which is great. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. You're not going to build a huge following if you're doing stuff only for yourself. There's only one of you. And so what you want to try to do is find this content or build this content that you can put out for others. What are they interested in? And so why would someone click on it? A couple of questions you could ask is, who am I going to serve? So am I trying to serve the the older parent or a grandparent? Am I trying to serve a college student? Am I trying to serve someone who's just alone at night and could use a laugh? Right, who am I trying to serve? And then what is it that I'm trying to serve for them? So those three questions: why would someone watch your video? Who would do it? And what is the actual physical or video content you want to put out? Those things together. Now, I want you to think about that, but what we're trying to do at this point is get ahead of those algorithms, so search engines that YouTube has that's going to put you on someone's front page. I had that one viewer. Love you. So how do we get you from here to there? In the beginning, your description is going to matter more than almost anything else. The algorithm is actually really smart, and it knows a lot about what you actually say. It does a transcript and it evaluates a transcript of what you say. But let's say I want to talk about cars. If I had put cars here in Google, it wouldn't really know what to do. It'd give me all kinds of things. But am I looking for a new car, a used car? Am I looking to learn how to fix a car? Am I looking to, just because I like pictures of cars, excuse me, what is it about cars that I'm actually looking for? And so what you should try to do in your description, and also as you talk about in your videos, in the descriptions you provide for your videos, is help the algorithms understand you a little bit better. If you're talking about cars, don't just say cars. Say classic cars, say new cars, used cars. And then what's a really nice thing you can do is use Google. If you do Google, type in words in Google, I typed in Apple, you can see it does these auto-completes. This is Google's best guess based upon millions of other searches, what people might be looking for. And so you can, for Apple, you can take a look. Well, there's an Apple Store, there's an Applebee's, there's an Apple Watch. These are different things that people are actually looking for in Apple. These are the most common terms. So if you know what you're talking about, make sure that you type this in here and see what people are actually searching for on Google, and that will help you rank higher, because the more popular terms you have built into your descriptions and your language in your videos, the more likely you're going to actually be seen. But be careful, it's not like Beetlejuice, and suddenly he appears. No, the viewers aren't going to come that way. The algorithms are actually quite intelligent now, or artificially intelligent. What they do is look to see what sort of context. If I were actually talking about the movie Beetlejuice, yes, I'd have to say Beetlejuice, but I'd also maybe talk about some of the actors or actresses who play on it. Maybe I want to talk about a scene, maybe talk about the year it is. I definitely want to use the word movie, so that's different than the star called Beetlejuice. But you want to make sure you include those terms, which helps give the AI some context for what your video is about, and that will help you score higher if someone's actually looking for what you're doing. So here I hit Apple, then I hit return. I went to the next page. So it just the top couple of inches here. So you can see Apple, obviously the Apple phone and TV, etc. That company scores high. But look what people also ask. Here again, some of the things that Google is doing to help you. So how healthy are apples? Which apples is the healthiest? Is 2 apples a day too much? How many apples would you eat a day? And then also that the first non-ad one down below, 8 impressive health benefits of apples. So if apples is your topic, you want to consider, is any of this related to your content? And maybe it should be if it wasn't before. And then as you create your content, and as we were just talking about writing the description, include things like, I will help tell you how many apples you should eat a day. That's very close to the question someone is searching, and that makes it much more likely that your content will make it to their screen. All right, so takeaways, sign up for the Gmail, sign up for a brand new account. I didn't mention, I should have mentioned earlier, sign up for the brand account, not individual. This does a couple of things for you. One, down the road, maybe you want to have multiple people servicing the brand account. That's great. That allows you to do that. Say this becomes your, this is your gold mine. Maybe you and someone else or 5 other people are going to manage it for a while. That allows you to do that. Also, it allows you to have a different name than your Gmail account. And that, again, allows you to kind of tailor the name of your business or your channel to what you want to be. And you can also tweak it over time a whole lot easier than if you just do a personal account. Second, I want you to do some word and term searches based upon what you think your overall content is going to be. What is your channel going to be about? And so take a look and see some of those high ranking words, which are those that are going to show up on the autofill and what people also ask and on the first page of results. Do Google, do Bing, do Yahoo, whatever, and do a few of them so you can see what is common. And then use that information to fill out your brand name and description. Now I want you to think about your first video. I would like you to record the next time we talk. And so that will be something we talk about, is how to do a very quick and easy recording using either Microsoft Camera or PowerPoint. And then upcoming episodes, we'll talk about basic video editing, how to get your first 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, how to get your first 1,000 subscribers. See, I intentionally use those phrases here yet again, so that will help the algorithm put me just a little bit higher and hopefully make it to your screen. Well, if you heard me say that, that happened at some point, so that worked. Okay. And then how to get more views, and then how do you overall maximize YouTube? I'm going to wait about talking about monetizing YouTube for a while until I get closer to that YPP program. But that is great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and I hope to see you very, very soon.